Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kyoto E3. Well, broadcaster today is Leo, and your commentator today is also me. Starting position, on pole position, we see Nick starting on the front row, taking pole position after beating Alex Tong in the finals of the knockout stages. Alex Tong completes the front row of P3 after being beaten out by Alex Tong in the semi-finals of the knockout stages. Never Heated also got knocked out in the semi-final stages, finalising out the second row. Aviation Chadwick Chase, Elliot Fan finalised out the third row. Dennis Ollie Gamer Pro also finalised out the fourth row here for the race now. Super Striker and Alex finished out the top 10. Now into what 10 Formula races starts in P11, Irakoi starts in P12, and CR3 starts in P13. And then in the last position of the people starting on the grid is Benny Banny. Anyone else will be starting from the pits going forward. This will be an exciting race for the Kyoto E3. Obviously, Nick and Never Heated still going at it at the front of the grid. At the front of the grid, looking to beat. Nick will be looking to extend his lead in the championship, and Never Heated will be looking to cut down on the championship lead that Nick is currently leading in going into the Kyoto E3. I will also be joined by Irish Joker for the Kyoto E3 as a co-commentator. Now we wait for the race start here in the Kyoto E3. Like we said before. So it has now reached 7:30 my local time, XX30, which means the race should be starting anytime soon. So we just wait a moment of it will come very soon now. We wait for them lights to start going red to start off this E3. Now, Irish predictions for the race going into obviously the Kyoto E3. Nick will be looking to extend his championship standings. What are your predictions?
I think Nick will take the win by a comfortable margin. Then I feel like Heated's gonna come in P2, and then Aviation in P3.
I would love to see Aviation obviously get a focus on that podium this race round. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he made a deal with Nick. If he gets a win, he gets a Latvian track for next season in the FE1 calendar.
Was that part of the rules?
That is a part of the deal with Nick. So I believe that will go ahead if Aviation wins.
Wait, if Aviation wins?
If Aviation wins a race, Nick makes a Latvian track. Okay, so I believe we're just waiting for Chase to rejoin. And then we'll be underway for the Kyoto E3. As we see the timer being reset, so that means all the times will be reset. CC still need to be reset, but they will be reset shortly.
I hope.
Now we just sit back and relax until Chase joins back. Nick goes.
Where's the officer?
Yeah,
he's back.
Nick was maybe just crossing the line there, just to double check if he finished his lap or not last time round. Like I said, we will wait for Chase to rejoin for the race. I think, obviously, Irish gave his predictions. My predictions for the race will be Nick winning. I think Dennis will work his way up into P3, and I actually predict Alex Tong to get P2 after a comfortable. They will all have a comfortable lead ahead of the pack.
Taking an awfully long time here. I'm not sure what is
Are we waiting for Chase I believe we are currently waiting for Chase to join back, but I'm unaware if he is joining back at the time being. A little update on Chase. He says he's fixing real quick, which means we'll go ahead. We will see if anyone wants a pre-race interview before we get going. Anyone that wants to have a pre-race interview, raise your hand. But we wait for Chase. This is okay, Chase will not be joining back in this race. We will wait for the red lights to start, and then this race will be underway. So now he's just checking if the drivers are ready. So most of them look like they're ready. We await the start lights. So we're just 4 minutes behind schedule, but that is fine since the race will not overrun.
average FE1 moment?
Yes, well, it's 4 minutes early, it's 4 minutes late. Probably shouldn't say that on stream. We wait.
It isn't FE1 without the race being late.
So a bit of another altercation. They're still wondering if Chase is joining back. So yep, like we said, classic F1 moment for the start of the race. Late or not late, it always has this.
Alright, are we actually gonna go? We've got about 15 different ready calls.
Okay.
Amateur dummies, please.
Okay, so hopefully this is the final time they are ready, saying they are ready for the race.
Oh, we got Marshall Dummy getting rid of the car. I think. Oh, there goes the car.
Okay, so the car is now coming off the grid. Is he FIA? Well, is he head?
No, we can't. He can't be because he's team boss.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. Why is there?
So, I have no idea when they are going. Like we said, classic F1 moment, especially at this track. It will start late.
We have to. Can we just go, please?
Okay, I believe we will now be going. Domi says, "Watch the lights."
Ciao, says Alex, as he usually does.
Okay, 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go at the Kyoto Pre. Nick gets a decent start, so does Super Roland behind him, but Nick's going to have to come across the track to get a good line through that first turn. Nick leads out of turn 1. Super Olin also P2, fighting with Never Heated. Never Heated got a good start off that line. No, he didn't jump start. He got a very good reaction time there now. So the battle for P3 behind is Alex Tong. Alex Tong's dropped back quite a bit. Dropped back into P4. No, a little bit more. Now coming up the bridge. Never Heated is currently in P2. Aviation Chad is behind with Super Olin, so that's the battle for P3. More cars joining in on the pack.
Oh,
Dennis cuts a little bit there, coming across that section. It's one of the trickiest sections in Kyoto. Now coming into the double left-hander. Nick still leading the race. Is he leading the race actually? No, Nick. Wait, yes, Nick is leading the race by quite a margin on lap 1. Never Heated, followed from Aviation Chad, also coming through that final turn. So the current standings will be Nick, Never Heated, Aviation Chad, Super Olin, Pradi, X Dennis, Ollie Gamer, Formula Racing, Eratikoi, CR3 to rule out that top 10.
I've never seen him before.
Benny Bunny is quite a goat. He moves up 2 positions. Benny Bunny. Alex Tong is now in P13.
Alex in the back.
Alex
dear.
Tong with Alex Red will be battling out for the position of P12. That's quite surprising. I don't know what happened to Alex Tong on that start, but he seems to have gone from P2 to P13.
Currently, my prediction is panning out. Olin goes wide at the hairpin.
Yeah, Dennis goes fastest in that first sector, possibly a fast lap
Ooh.
attempt from Dennis. The two Alexes still battling it out with Benny Vanny in front of them now,
No.
passing Benny Vanny coming down that main street. Never Heated and Aviation Chad still going for it. Aviation Chad comes sliding out of that turn though. Aviation Chad leads through the, well, doesn't lead, sorry, he's in P2 through that S section coming into the chicane. Nick still with a comfortable lead, almost 1.5
Was that
seconds.
correct? No, it wasn't. I'm seeing
Yeah,
things.
Never Heated now comes. Aviation Chad just 7 tenths behind. It's quite a gap now. Never Heated will form on Aviation Chad, but Nick with a comfortable lead. Dennis also comfortably moved up into P5 after that lap, so he must have made a few moves fighting with Ollie Gamer Pro as he comes through that turn now. Braking, the cars look the exact same, just two different colours coming out of the fourth hairpin on this track. Many hairpins on this track, in fact. They come down that bridge straight. Ollie will be looking to get a move done into the hairpin. They've caught up with Aviation Chad as well. Aviation Chad having a slidey lap there. Now, sorry. For some reason, Dennis looks like Nick. I don't, I don't
Maybe
know
that's
why.
the plan. Maybe that's their plan.
Maybe that is the plan. So I'm getting a little bit confused. But Dennis leads. Is not in that P5 position anymore. Ollie Gamer Pro has overtaken, but Ollie Gamer Pro has lost after sliding out. Ollie Gamer Pro looked like he cut a little bit. Who spun around?
That's Nick. That's Nick.
Nick has spun around, loses the lead of the race. Never Heated, his championship rival, now takes the lead of the race. Nick has moved all the way down into P9. That just shows how tight this circuit really is coming through.
As well
Aviation
as
Chad is in P2
Olin.
as it stands. Nick goes for attack mode. Does he get it? He does get attack mode now coming through. I think maybe that's a tactical decision. Obviously, he spun. Reminder, there's two attack modes. There's one pit stop mandatory. They have to do both their attack modes. Their attack modes is 2 minutes, so 4 minutes in total. Now, Nick will be looking to build up them positions once again. Now we go to Aviation Chad. Aviation Chad seems to be losing a lot of time ahead. Ollie Gamer Pro comfortably.
Gone way wide. So
Yeah.
is the Nissan
Now,
behind him.
Nick or fucking Dennis, I don't know, same avatar. Dennis comes through, trying to get that overtake onto the main straight. On the main straight, on the back straight, into the double left-handers. Aviation Chad still leads in P3. Ollie Gamer also has moved up into P2. They're still fighting Dennis and Aviation Chad through this S section. Who gets a better exit out of the chicane section? Both getting a bit slidey. Dennis leading, also catching up to Ollie Gamer Pro. Ollie Gamer Pro must have had a slidey go through there, but it is currently 2 tenths separate the battle for third. Now Ollie Gamer Pro goes for attack mode down through that second turn. Obviously attack mode is located after the second turn. You have to go a little bit wide than you normally would. You'd like to come in normally, but you do go a little bit more wide through that turn then. Now into the fourth hairpin of that track. Ollie Gamer Pro seems to be fighting with Aviation Chad now. Dennis has dropped out a little bit. Sorry, that might be Dennis. Sorry, Dennis with with Aviation is slowly catching to Never Heated, the driver in front.
Nick is chasing them down. He is behind. He's currently past the Nissan.
Currently chasing them down past the Nissan, like Irish said, and now he has the. I believe that must be. No, it's not. Sorry, it must be Ollie Gamer Pro in front of him.
Yeah, it is.
Or it's Super Olin, but however, Nick will be looking to chase him down. He goes purple first sector, which he must be going for fast laps now, as we see him come through the S section, gaining a lot of time through that lap now. Obviously, the leaders fighting. Nick still, Never Heated still leads, followed by Dennis. Dennis caught by 4 tenths that lap, slowly closing in the lap times from Ollie. Ollie goes now, overtakes Dennis as Dennis goes for the attack mode. Early attack mode here. Last time out of Seal we saw later stages of attack mode used by drivers, but I think this track can cause mistakes. CCs obviously are more infect on this track since it's not very much of a street circuit as other tracks on the FE calendar. It's the 4-way battle for that P1 right now. Never Heated leads through that tricky section of the track, followed by Aviation Chad, but Ollie Gamer Pro now comes down, looking to get that move on Aviation Chad. Possibly Never Heated as well. He leads by Aviation Chad coming into the double left-hander. Ollie having an amazing race here, obviously starting P6 on the grid into currently P2. He's fighting side by side with Never Heated into the chicane section. Who gets a better exit? Ollie slowly taps the wall, but he gets a better exit there. Ollie takes the lead of the race, but Never Heated's not going to want to let that one go. Now Never Heated into the first turn. Will we get a move done? Side by side still technically. And Ollie getting a bit of a better exit there.
Aviation takes attack mode.
Yes, sorry, Aviation takes the attack mode. Three-way battle for the lead. Dennis is there, the Envision car, the Mercedes EQ car as well, and then...
Oh, Dennis is all drifting through there.
Drifting through there. Could the kilowatts, extra kilowatts, affect He goes wide. He goes wide. Nick is on an absolute charge here. Now moved up into P4. Nick has already caught up from P9 to P4 after spinning on lap 3 of the race into the chicane section. Now he'll be looking to get the move done on Super Olin. Super Olin now coming down the back straight. Nick gets a bit better of an exit down this back straight, then into the double left-handers. You're going to want to be braking about the 50-meter zone, but there's not braking boards on this track, so we do not know where the drivers will brake. But now coming down into the S section. Into the S section. I don't see braking boards. Well, I saw in some, but yeah, there must be used to be. Now, Nick is P3 already. 6 positions in 4 laps for Nick coming through. I've heard Aratakoi might be retiring. In fact, Aratakoi has retired from the race. Our first retirement from the race. Our first DNF for the race.
Benny Bunny.
Aratakoi. Benny
he's still there. He's still there, just a bit behind.
Alex Red Formula Racing. Also, Alex Tong, the driver that fell from P2 on the start. So something must have happened on the racing on the start lap for the Kyoto E3. Now, Alex Tong will be looking to get that move done on CR3. CR3 has also gained quite a few positions, gaining himself into the P top 10, gaining himself some points on his debut race. But Alex Tong will be looking to deny him extra points. Alex Tong now coming into the double left-hander. Alex Tong is on an absolute charge. I'm not sure if he's gone in attack mode yet.
Ollie did spin.
Ollie has spinned, as Irish says. Now, Ollie is very behind. So Nick moves up into P2 already. 5 tenths behind the leader. He's on an absolute charge. 108.2 for Nick on the last lap, and for Never Heated it was a 108.8 for Never Heated. So as it stands, Nick will be looking to go for the lead. Now coming through this flat left-hander into the 4th hairpin of the track, braking heavily, going in close, out wide. Now coming up the bridge, which is what's it called? I do not know the word that I was trying to say there. As my words are lost for this race. Nick goes slightly wide there. Never Heated gaining the gap from Nick. These are the championship rivals. Championship rivals going 1-2 at the moment of this race on lap 9. So we're about a third away. We are technically a third through of this race. Nick spinning on lap 3 has charged all his way back to
in the middle of the track. Also, I feel like there's a P1 curse here. First Dennis, now Ollie.
Nick comes into the pits. That's a change.
Is that the pit window?
Is that the pit? I believe that is the pit window. No one else comes into the pits. Nick does an early pit. Now he'll be exiting the pits. Oh no, sorry, he's coming into the pits now.
It's a late pit stop. Use the blank garage. Okay.
Alex Tong goes for his first attack mode. Alex Tong is charged back all the way up into P7. It's quite a storming charge from Alex. Obviously, he was last from lap 1. Obviously, he started well, but sorry, is that someone on the side of the track?
I believe it is no, not Penske. I think it actually is Penske. Never mind. I think it is a Ratcoy though.
I think that's
he's not ready. Is he?
As we go on board with Prodi, he goes a little bit wide through there, coming down that back straight. The battle for P5 is on the rise for Sorry, Ollie Gamer and Xenix battling for P4 now, coming down this Super Olin just ahead of him. Does anyone come into the pits now? Do we see a... Yes, Never Heated comes into the pits. Aviation comes into the pits as well.
Where's my logo?
Everyone's coming into the pits. Nick obviously now taking the lead. Well, yeah, I believe Nick has... No, wait, sorry, that's Dennis. My bad. Sorry, same avatar like I said, which is very annoying. From the drivers of Envision. Now coming through Nick. The thing about Nick, he always pits early.
I think we've got this differentiation. I don't know, between them. Blue hair is Dennis. Yeah. Brown hair is Nick.
Nick does come out in front of Never Heated. That affects Never Heated's lead. So currently, as it stands, from the drivers that haven't pit stopped, it should be Nick followed by Never Heated, followed by Aviation Chad. As I believe it must be from the drivers that haven't pitted. We'll probably see Ollie Gamer come into the pits at the end of this lap now, coming through the double left-hander. He leads the race quite comfortably for now.
Ooh, a bit slippery.
Dennis is obviously behind, but he's got a bit of a gap. Ollie Gamer doesn't really need to worry right now. He's going for the overcut. He comes into the pits. There we go.
There's a bit of a jump in the pit lane. Okay.
There's slight bump. Dennis stays out though. He believes
very quick pit stop from Ollie. Very quick.
Ollie goes. I thought it'd be a questionable pit stop there from the driver actually.
I think he got a Red Bull pit crew on his in his pit garage.
Indeed, Ollie Gamer comes out very late actually. So he comes out now. Ollie Gamer Pro. In fact, I don't see Ollie Gamer Pro. Oh, he P8 currently. He'll be fighting with Aviation Chad as he comes out of the pit. Dennis still leads for the still leads the race. So we'll be going for that overcut, I believe. On the other drivers, successfully, possibly doing it now. I think he'll be looking to come into the pits this race.
GR freak. Obviously, this is his first race after a while away from FE1. I feel like he's racing FE1 before.
I believe he has raced in FE1 before. This is obviously his debut back in the league for the driver. He's doing quite well currently in P4. Dennis still doesn't come into the pits. Slidey through that turn. Maybe it's a tactical decision that he does come into the pits at this time.
Or Proddy.
Yeah, neither does Proddy, and it's now these two drivers will be fighting. Proddy goes on his attack mode. Is he going for the pit this lap? Possibly.
Heated has box as well. Or not box. Attack mode.
Sorry. Never Heated has attack mode. He'll be looking to gain position. CR3 is ahead of him now. CR3 also, I believe, has not pitted for the race.
Alex comes out behind Olin.
Yeah, Alex Tong is on an absolute charge.
This is probably one of the closest races we've had. 13 seconds separating P1 to P9.
Although this attack can get tricky in the chicane section, as we've seen from Nick Dennis with the blue hair. Not the brown hair, the blue hair. He will be coming not into the pits still.
And Dummy goes. Dummy's dead now.
So I'm just going to double check when the pit window is for you guys, for the viewers watching. Pit window is 10 to 12. Sorry, no. The pit lane is 9 to 12 and 14 to 17. So
box between now and slap 17, or they will be disqualified.
Yeah. So we'll see Dennis pit rather soon. In fact, whilst leading out for the race, I think it would have been a tactical decision to pit early for Dennis. Obviously, he's definitely won't be leading the race when he comes out of that pits. Proddy just 1 second behind, also hasn't pitted, but Nick has pitted, who is 1.2 seconds behind the drivers ahead of him who have not pitted. So I think Nick's got quite a comfortable lead at the moment. As we see him coming down the back straight, he's caught up with Dennis. In fact, the two Envision drivers almost going side by side through the S section. This is a point where I'd expect Dennis to pit.
If he doesn't pit, I'm questioning it. He is in. He is in.
Letting Nick go through and taking the lead of the race. Nick does, followed
The referee
by
stays in
Never
though.
Heated, I believe, and then followed by Ollie Gamer. Ollie Gamer's having a wonderful race here in Kyoto. He had a few complaints about the tracks, so do I, but I will not say that on stream. I'm probably not allowed. So we see Never Heated,
Probably are the
Ollie Gamer.
people who
Ollie Gamer could potentially get P2 here as he comes around that fourth hairpin, coming down that mini straight, I guess, with the bridge, into another
Let's call it
hairpin.
bridge straight.
Huh?
Bridge straight, let's call it.
Bridge straight, why not? Never Heated
Also,
gets a
have
better
you noticed
accident.
this? Some of the curves are blue and white, some of them are red and white.
I did not notice that, but that is something to look out for whilst we are racing around here. I do see that now, actually. The inside curbs in Sector 1 are blue, and then the outside curbs are red. Maybe that's a design from the league and from the track designers. Now, Never Heated's gained a comfortable gap on Ollie Gamer, but Ollie Gamer caught up a little bit into that turn 1. Ollie Gamer will be looking to get a move done. He caught up, Never Heated had a slippy turn 1, turn 2. Now, Ollie Gamer through this hairpin will be looking to get a move done, gets a better exit now, side by side down this little straight here through the flat left-hander into the fourth hairpin of the track. They come in, Ollie Gamer goes wide to look at a better exit speed. Through that comes up the bridge straight now, as we newly called it from the commentator. Ollie goes inside, gets that move done, but Never Heated not going to let that one slide. Never Heated doesn't let that one slide. Still side by side through that tricky part of this track. That's where people lose time. That's where people gain time. Obviously, you lose and gain time everywhere, but that part of the track especially is where it can get tricky for some drivers. Now into the double left-hander. The game is being a little bit laggy, but as I can see currently, Ollie Gamer is just in front of Never Heated. They're literally side by side through the S section. Who's going to get a better exit into that chicane? Now Ollie hits the wall.
Has he gone round? No, he has not.
He does not. Never Heated now canes comfortably. Ollie Gamer was ahead, got the move done into the chicane section. Has he
has to box this lap, or he will be black flagged.
So that is interesting. CR3 will have to come in.
I don't think he knows about.
Possibly not. He doesn't. Aviation Chad comfortably, not gained any positions, not lost any positions. Currently just happy in P4. Ollie Gamer and Never Heated will come back to the battle once again for these drivers. Tricky part of the track. Ollie Gamer Pro cuts the track a little bit, coming down this back straight. Now, predictions. Will Ollie get that P2 by the end of the race?
I think he's going to make a mistake one of these laps. Where he left, in that where the Andretti has been stranded.
That is.
I think that's where they're going to make the mistake. If I were to pinpoint anywhere.
That's a prediction and a half from.
VR is in.
Oh wait, I believe that might need to be taken up with the FIA. There's a car stuck on the curb of turn 2. I think someone's going to need to go out and retrieve that car. I believe that is Alex Red, who has possibly retired from the race. Mechanical failure.
Marshall's on the way.
So we're going to need someone to clear that from the track without causing any chaos. That is quite a tricky moment for the drivers, as that would be blind for them as they come through that turn. So Ollie Gamer Pro now comes through that tricky part of the section, gaining slowly on Never Heated, but not quick enough. So Nick also has a comfortable lead now out in the front. It's interesting, since I thought Never Heated would be closer to Nick, but Nick is just storming away like he did in Seal. We're seeing a dominant performance once again.
I need to get the Andretti.
Nick also crosses the line once again. Never Heated will face the challenge of Ollie Gamer Pro possibly on this lap, on the next few laps. Ollie Gamer Pro just seems rapid through that first turn, rapid through the second turn, side by side. Now once again the drivers are side by side. Now Ollie Gamer comes through, trying to get a move done into the third hairpin of the track. Now coming down the flat left-hander, which will coming into a heavy braking zone for the next hairpin before the bridge straight. Now moves on to the bridge straight, coming up the bridge now. Once again, Ollie Gamer Pro starting to get the move done. They'll continue to be side by side though. Once again through the tricky part of the track, Ollie Gamer Pro gets a bit of a better exit there, but Never Here seems to be gaining speed on that straight. Now I've only seen both drivers go for attack mode once, but we could have been somewhere else when Ollie Gamer Pro has taken another attack mode. Now into the double left-hander. Does he sliding? Oh, Never Here goes round. Never Here goes round, losing position to Aviation Chad as well. Aviation Chad now into P3 after.
How do I do this without being murdered?
I do not know. Aviation Chad now coming round that turn. So it's Nick followed by Ollie, followed by Aviation Chad. Aviation Chad is on the podium positions. Fun fact, if Aviation Chad does get a podium in this race, he will come in and have a after race interview with us. So Aviation looking to get his first podium of the race. Of this season. Aviation Chad is in a comfortable position. Never Here will be looking to charge up through that grid. Now Alex Tong as well into P5 after a tricky start in the race. He is on a charge as well. Nick is just rampaging in the front of the grid. He just needs to cruise it to the end. But do you know what? I think Ollie might be slightly gaining to Nick. Ollie Gamer is having a wonderful race.
Definitely. Great. It's a great race for him. Great showing by him.
Super.
Known as the Finland GOAT.
The Finland GOAT. Yes. Taking you to the battle now of P6 Super Olin versus X Dennis. Coming through the S section. X Dennis leads slightly, but Super Olin could get an overtake in the next few laps. Super Olin gets a better exit through there. Would he lead through turn 1? No, he does not. He does not get a move, but he gets a tighter line through the first turn, getting a better exit. Oh, he goes slidey through the second turn though. Coming now through the flat left-hander. He loses a little bit of speed, but he'll be able to gain that speed back. The livery is a bit pixelated for me, but I'm sure that is fine. I believe that is a graphic issue with Roblox for myself, so I do apologise for the pixelated liveries. Obviously, Aviation Chad once again is P3 after Never Heated spun on lap 20, so 5 more laps to go. Super Olin goes slidey through there though. The tricky part of the track where drivers slide, spin is a possibility for them drivers, so Super Olin does lose the time. Behind him, Prodi. Wait, is it Prodi behind him? No, it's not Prodi anymore behind him, I do not believe, unless it is a lapped car. Nick has come across the line. So the front three have a commentator curse from Irish. He said the race was quite close, 13 seconds. So Irish has introduced the commentator curse. Irish is no longer here with us though, which is annoying a little bit. But we come up the bridge straight with X Dennis comfortably leading out of the air now. Never Heated is on a charge to get back up into that into P3, which Aviation Chad is currently leading out as he comes out of the bridge straight for the Kyoto E-Prix. X Dennis will be looking to charge to catch Alex Tong, who is also on another charge. Once again, like we said, he had an issue on that one, but he's moved his way back up into P5. So from P13, Alex Tong has come to P5, which is a great race for him. Nick still comfortably leading though through them races. Benny, CR3 is finally last. Benny retired from the race. So CR3 is still in the top 10 though, so he still gains points. So the top 10 of this race will get the top 10 in this race will get points from for the standings, which will improve. Nick will gain his championship lead on Never Heated as it currently stands. 3 laps remaining here in the Kyoto E-Prix. Ollie Gamer Pro comfortably in P2 from Nick, who is in P1. So Ollie Gamer Pro is having a wonderful race here. Started P6 on the grid, now moved up to P2, followed by Aviation Chad, followed by Never Heated, followed by Alex Tong, X-Dennis, Super Olin, Pradi, Formula Racing, CR3, and the three drivers that have retired from the race: Alex Red, 93, Eratikoi, and Benny Banny. Chase Elliott Fan is also not in the race, but he had a shaky start. He couldn't start the race due to connection issues, but he has joined us to watch his fellow drivers race in this race. Chase unfortunately did miss out on the race. Maybe Alex Red is still racing though, as I see his name go +1 lap, so that could be a little bug. Aviation Chad is going to have a fight with Never Heated now for that P3 position. Aviation Chad, sorry, comes through now. Never Heated gets that move, goes slightly ahead through that hairpin, coming down the bridge straight side by side for the two drivers who are fighting for P3 currently. Also, we see X-Dennis slightly in the distance there. Alex Tong slightly in the distance there. Alex Tong could get P3 here if he gets faster whilst these two drivers are battling. He could get a better line than the drivers whilst they're battling. Alex Tong could potentially catch up through this race, but like 2 laps remaining of this race. Who will come out on top on that P3 position? We will literally be fighting. We'll be fighting to the line with these two drivers here, as they'll both want to get P3. Could Never Heated get the move done through that chicane section? He still leads, but they're still side by side into turn 1. They both brake hard and late, but Aviation Chad brakes slightly later, getting that nicer line through the track. Turn 1, turn 2, now to turn 4 or turn 3. Some people call it turn 4, some people call it turn 3 because of the slight kink in the track layout. Now they come into the final, the fourth hairpin of the track up the bridge straight. Aviation still leads slightly through that bridge straight. Now he comes through. Aviation Chad trying not to cut, does almost get a cut through there though. Might have got a cut, might have invalidated his lap. I'm not too aware if he did, but Aviation Chad is now behind Never Heated. Note that now Aviation Chad has caught back up with Never Heated, as we see Alex Tong looking to join the battle slightly just behind, which will be great for him. Aviation Chad gets a bit slidey out the final turn, which means Never Heated will get a bit more speed. Aviation Chad still into that P3. Alex Tong has caught up, joining the battle now with X-Dennis, Ollie Gamer Pro just behind the drivers as well. This is going to be a 4-way battle for that P2 position here, as we see. Also, Ollie Gamer, I believe, has spun recently on that lap 25. We are now on the final lap. We're going to have to go from the thing, as we see Nick now coming through that double left-hander. Coming through that double left-hander on the final lap of the race, coming down on the S section. This man has led almost every lap of the Grand Prix. He got pole position in qualifying in the knockout stages, and he comes to the main straight, slides a little bit to show and start flex, and Nick wins the E-Prix. Now back to the P3 position battle. Alex Tong, I believe that is Alex Tong out front of the drivers. It is Alex Tong takes P2, Ollie Gamer takes P3, Never Heated P4, Aviation Chad gets the worst out of it, P5, P6 for X-Dennis. Super Olin will be looking to get that final, the P7. As Super Olin does get P7, reversing across the line. Formula Racing as well will be looking to come across that line in P8. Oh my, he spun on that final chicane section. He just needs to come through there clean. Benny Banny still racing, I believe. Incredible from it. CR3 might just take that P8 position on the final lap. He does. So if CR3 takes P8, so your final standings for this race without any FIA decisions is Nick, followed by Alex Tong, who had an issue on lap 1, come all the way back to P2. Ollie Gamer final rounds out the podium positions. Never heated P4, Aviation Chad P5, followed by X Dennis, followed by Super Olin, followed by CR3, followed by Formula Racing, followed by Alex Red. That finalises out your top 10. Pradi P11, Benny Banny P12, and Arakoi P13. We'll come back momentarily before the podium. So I'll put you on BRB until we get ready for the podium. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come back at the Kyoto E-Prix for the podium. Ollie Gamer Pro did finish on P3 here at the race. So we wait for Ollie Gamer Pro to come out of that tunnel and onto the podium position of P3. Ollie Gamer Pro comes out in the P3 position that he well deserved after that amazing race here at the Kyoto E-Prix. We see him line out in that P3 position now, walking up, or walk up onto that podium position. Comes out in that P3 position. Walks up onto that podium. Now we wait for Alex Tong. A wonderful, sensational drive from the driver of the I do not know what team that is, but do not blame me for that. Alex Tong, amazing drive, amazing stuff from the driver who started on P2, finished P2 after a rocky start on that first driver. And the winner of the race, Nick, comes up that final spot into that P1 position. Well deserved, well drived, and now I will come onto the podium once he's up there for race interviews. Now I will come up on the podium for interviews with the drivers. We are just waiting for Ollie to join the VC. We'll start with P1 for an interview then. I will now have an interview with P1 position. Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. Well, congratulations on your drive for the team and obviously for yourself in the championship standings, extending your gap. How does that make you feel?
Good, I guess. Yeah, it's been a great race, especially after that spin. I didn't expect to win it after I spun out, and I think it was lap 5, something like that.
Yeah, it was lap 9. Sorry.
It was lap 9?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, yeah, congratulations, and that extends your gap to Never Heated. Do you think Never Heated even has a chance against you this season anymore?
I don't know. It will be hard for him, I guess, but we will see how the season goes.
Yeah, and obviously next race will be, sorry, give me 2 mementos, let me just find out where it actually will be. Obviously next race will be Daytona. Where do you think you'll finish in that, and do you think you're confident for the team and for that race?
Well, I'm not that bad on Daytona, but Heated has some good pace there as well. So I think it will be a fun weekend.
Okay, and one final question for you. You pitted the first lap you could pit in both last 2 races. Is that a strategic decision, and does that work out for you every single time?
Yeah, well, I know that if I stop early, then I don't need to wait too long in the pit lane to reset the tires, and that helped me a bit, I guess. That's why I'm doing that so early.
Thank you, and congratulations for you.
Thank you.
Now we move on to the driver that finished in P2, Alex Tong. Congratulations, Alex. Obviously, you had a rocky start. On lap 1, I think you spun, went all the way down to P13 and had to battle your way all the way back up. I would like to first congratulate you on that. And what actually happened on lap 1?
I had parking brake at the start, so I dropped back a bit, and then on the last chicane I spun.
Yeah, obviously that final chicane did get a few people, and obviously you finished P2. That extends your gap from Super Olin. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel good, obviously, to extend my gap behind and have some security in case I don't perform well in some weekend.
Yeah. Also, you pitted quite preferably later than Nick. Did that help you, or?
I think it did. Because I was keeping it consistent. I was always on the 108s, and I think that it was the best for me.
Yep. Also, that was a 4-lap battle, 4-car battle at the end. How did you obviously get on top? That was like right to the line with 4 different cars for P2.
I was behind Never Heated and FE1. And then on the last chicane, I suddenly saw Ollie going slowly, and we all went past him. And the last lap, yeah.
Okay, and one final time, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
I will now have a conversation with Never Heated as he's requested for an interview. Hello, Never Heated. Obviously, congratulations on your finish in P4. Obviously, a four-car battle at the end of the race. How did that make you feel to become one of the ones at the bottom of that race? As well?
I mean, the battle was quite fun, to be fair. It's just unfortunate someone's got to come at the bottom, and I messed up the final chicane, so it's on me.
If you didn't mess up that final chicane, do you think you would have come out on top of the drivers?
I wouldn't have beat Alex. I would have got Ollie though.
Yeah.
I was like a few tenths ahead.
Do you have any words to say about your championship rival? Obviously, winning that race once again, dominant finish once again, and extending his gap to you. Obviously, you're the only one that's really close to him.
Well, I've got to say as well done. We can't keep up at the minute, and there's not much we can do about it. Next race is breaking board, so maybe I might be fast.
Obviously, there has been a lot of complaints about this track this season. What do you have to say about that?
I think it's an alright track. There's bugs on every track, and if you're the one on the receiving end of the bugs, then you're going to be annoyed about it. So everyone gets a share of bugs. So
yeah, thank you and congratulations on your P4 finish once again. Great job from you and your team.
Good job.
Once again, just a reminder: Nick finished P1, Alex Tongan P2, and Ollie Gamer finished P3 to finish out on that final lap of the race.